Hello everyone, and welcome to another stream. Going back to the zoo and working more on it today. One second, let me just move my mic a little closer. I was cleaning the top of my desk. It often becomes one of my craft/slash workstations, and it was looking a little atrocious. So I kind of shuffled everything, and now I have to slowly readjust it to how exactly I want it. But yeah, like description says, going to be working on this employee area over here. Going to be working on getting inside of here, more finished. And it's coming along. And then also finishing just around the outside like this, finishing like putting in the broken trees, the nettle, that type of stuff. Just filling it in so it looks nice. Maybe adding like a little bench sitting area or two. And then maybe also doing some further planning. I'm not sure how I want it to come out this way. What I'm actually thinking is I might do, let me get a little indicator thing. Okay. Something maybe a little more visible. Okay. So over here, I'm thinking maybe putting like a seating rest area. There's really no food over here, so that could lead into this. Could also be more of like not any of the restaurants or anything like that, but the vending machines, like more of a vending machine type area with maybe an info station or maybe one of the gift shops. And that will enclose this area nicely. And help it flow better, I think. So yeah, sort of close all of this in so we don't have the zoo just like spiraling out who knows where. And then go here. I don't know what I want to put over in this area yet. I'll probably actually get split into two separate areas. But also I was thinking for the wolf, the bone wolf enclosure and restaurant over here, what if I also incorporate the goat enclosure into that? My idea is the wolf enclosure is partially underground, and then the above ground section is the interior part that's attached to the restaurant, and then on top of the wolf enclosure and on top of the restaurant roof is the goat enclosure. Can this actually be pulled off? Or am I a good enough builder to pull that off? I don't know, but I'm going to try. I have been watching lots of tutorials and whatnot, but for now we're going to do some boring stuff. I figured it's something that's pretty easy to bang out quick. Like that. And then that. This on the same grid? No, that one had to be different. But is this one on the same? No, okay. Well, at least these two are on the same grid. I will not be streaming tomorrow because I'm hanging out with a friend. Is that not going to line up nice? It's not. Atrocious. That's fine. Is that going to line up nice? Oh, okay. That's fine. Yeah, I'm hanging out with a friend. Gonna go do some pottery. And then I don't think I'm streaming Sunday either. Oh, and also not Monday. So if I don't stream, I might stream Sunday. If not, the next day I'll be streaming is not until Tuesday. Oh, look at that. It's just ever so slightly thinks I hate it. I don't know how to fix that. Great. I'm gonna do that, and then actually no, I want to keep working on this. And then make it perfect. And then I need the roof. There we go. Yeah, on Monday, doing an arcane watch party with a friend, so that's gonna be fun. I've already seen the series. I fucking love Arcane. But I am excited to share that with a friend. There we go. Why am I doing that? I need the corner piece. Oh, I just noticed that, not a huge fan of that. I'm not quite sure. Maybe I just do have to do this. It means the corners are gonna be awkward, because that's a 1. Oh, that's a 2. Where is... There we go. And then do a decoration. And there we go. One building. Done. I need to exit that group. I just need to align as best as I can. Alright, I can fix this with... Where is it? And then... Right, okay. How do I want to fix this front then? Okay, I think I got it. We're going to duplicate, we're going to exit, we're going to use that, and then these are too high up in the air. I don't know how that happened. Exit. And I can fix that in theory. Jeez. Okay, that actually on the ground. A little too low. Like that. Like that. Bring it like... Maybe like that, then I can move this little weird thing. There, you know what? It's fine. It works. This is an employee area. It doesn't need to look pretty. Why is it... I don't understand why after I put the first piece down, the second piece just like sinks into the ground. Alright, we'll do another... Perfect. What if we just... I mean, that works very well. except for like the top. So do that. Do that. This is a window. That, and then oh, it's gonna be so tall. I don't want that. Or like that, perfect. And then for the roof, just do that. And then it's perfect. It looks like very much like a little witch's hut. I like it. Alright, after I finish getting all the walls and roofs on everything, I think what I'll do next is put in garbage cans, lights, and maybe a bench or two. And I'll get to actually like doing the details on the outside, which won't be much. It'll be a little bit of vinage. And then mainly, I do like a flower box or two. And then just a lot of plants all in here, very overgrown. And a lot of plants probably on the path. I want this area to look very neglected. You're gonna also do the thing? Oh, is there a window here? There is. There we go. Wrong button. There and there. We're going to... I am. Might have to move this wall just a bit, we'll see. How do I want to do this? And bam, done. Alright, so that's how we're looking so far. We got roofs, we got walls. We're looking decent. Now I'm gonna put the lights. Did I put any lights on the outside here? No. No, I should probably finish this up. And for the outside, I want the surface. Alright, we got lights. Perfect. I'll probably have to change the brightness on those, that's fine. Turn off, align to surface, and then that. And then for the buildings as well, I'm going to use a classic wall lamp. We won't use it for that one, we'll use over here. Alright, and then also... yeah, also on this one. I'll do, I think, the single one. Yeah. I think also the single... Perfect. We'll light check to see just how obnoxiously bright those are. Yeah, just a bit too bright. Alright. Let's adjust that. Okay, that's perfect. I think that's also the same color I chose for the street lights. And one last one. Perfect. Alright, that is an appropriate amount of brightness. Next, oh yeah, let's put a garbage can. Put one here, put one tucked there, and then we'll do as a bench. Can I do it? Oh, yeah, let's do that. Cool. A little more detail, a little more filled out. I think I'm gonna add this over here, I think, right here. But what I want to do is make it look a little decrepit. So I'm gonna tilt it to the side, tilt it back, sink it into the ground. I'll come this way a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Fallen down old fence. Perfect. Alright, I think I'm gonna do the generic. I think I'm gonna do the rest of the planting, and then I'll go and finish the buildings. I'm not putting much detail on them. So let's go with do I have anywhere these are gonna fit? Not that one. Alright, perfect. I want them overhanging the path again to give that like overgrown, not maintained appearance. Like, yeah, those should have been trimmed a long time ago. Alright, now for the broken. definitely put more of the big broken Scots pine, but smaller ones there. And I think the rest will have to be birch just due to how narrow they are. They fit in places very nicely. Alright, and now I think it is just all of the stumps. I want a higher density than the other areas. Okay, like how that looks. There's many broken trees. Alright, next is the arrow bushes. I have to zoom in a little more to figure out these. Get the bigger one. Overlap with that. I think that. Nah. Go back there. Right here, I want like that. Alright, that's looking suitably overgrown. This, oh, this big massive one back here. Like that. Yeah, just completely taking over. And then that's coming through like that. And maybe like that. Cool. Next, it needs to be the ghost mushrooms. Actually, I want to put some nettle down first. Alright, where can I? Large patch back here. Back here as well, intersecting with this bush. And back in here. Get a couple small ones up here. I almost want to give the impression that you almost have to like weave your way through the overgrown bushes and plants to get to the buildings. Alright, it's looking good. Now it's the ghost mushrooms. And just like with the rest of the build, I'm going to focus these ones around the base and these guys on the thicker trees. So these guys are on the butches. I'm just gonna do the birch mushrooms first. Right, that's good, that's good. Is that floating? Oh, ever so slightly, are you kidding me? One's a rest R2. How visible is it? How noticeable? Alright, that's fine. That's fine, that one's fine. This one needs to be sunk in a little. Alright, the rest are fine. Nature. And over here. Anything back here? Nope. Nope. Alright, I think. Oh, besides like over here. One there and one there. Alright. That is looking good. Going to do a night check now that we've got the mushrooms down, and then it'll just be to do the buffalo grass, and then that is basically all the plants for this area done. Then it'll just be to do the finishing details on the buildings. Alright, we got some spooky glowing. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, cool. I'm liking how it's looking. Blue stem. Actually, before I finish the buildings, I might just bop around and finish, because I want to do vinings and whatnot on the front of here. So I might actually come over here, quickly get this done, and then go and do the buildings. We'll see how much I want to do vining. Like one of those things where I keep bouncing between vines and other parts of the build. Okay, it's time to decide where grass is going. I definitely want it like all throughout here. But first... okay, align to services and on. Okay, excellent. Okay, very cool, very cool. And then right here, I have to take that, grab that, and then a little bit of living. And voila! Overgrown little strip. Done. Alright, anything over here? right. I don't put any more back here. Maybe right in this back corner, another little patch. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so that's good. That's good there. Definitely right frickin' here. Back over here as well. That. Oh yeah, that's perfect. And then just a little bit in this back corner here. A little bit there. A little bit there and there. Yeah, perfect. Alright, now just any fit over here? No, maybe it's like nah. About ooh, right there, perfect. Right here. Alright, perfect. Then over here, I'm gonna do like right here and another littler patch here. Let's get the little patch out of the way. And then the larger patch. I want it to come down like that. Alright, let's see how that's looking. It's looking good, but I need a little patch over here. Yeah, there we go. Alright, that is looking good. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna take a quick break from finishing this area here. Let's see if I can get anything more done inside. I do really need to figure out what I'm doing with, like, this. Fuck. God damn it. I do really need to decide what I'm doing with, like, these areas. I could just do another overgrown area like this, but I feel like that would almost be too much. But I'm not... Oh, okay. Idea. Flower beds. So I put the mulch down, and then I line them with the volcanic rocks. Potentially could look really cool, especially then if I then fill them overflowing and do a lot of dead stuff and do some of the air plants. I think that could look really cool. Maybe do some broken fences. And like maybe that's something I should also consider going back and doing, is actually making these fences look less neat and pristine. I think that might actually help with the vibe. Like, oh, do all that. like all of them, but like the odd one like that, right? I think that does help with the ambience. Let's do like that. This one I think should be leaning up against the tree. I guess up against the rock it would be. Maybe this one. Let's have this one. I want it to actually... And then, so like that. Right. So we'll bring it forward. Bring it up ever so slightly. And then bring it... Oh! I don't know what happened. That's not what I meant to do. Bring this down ever so slightly. Have it be slightly in the tree. Alright, I just need to tilt it down just a bit. That needs to be like that again. So like that, and then have a couple over here be down. Like that, and then this one. Also like that. I need to lower that a little bit. Alright. Yeah. Sweet. Okay, updated look. Yeah, the little bit of downed fencing just... Oh, it's good. Alright, cool. So this area is good. What about over here? Or can we make it look a little more worn and torn? Okay, I'm going to... This one actually leaning forward like that. And then I also have this one, just be a little bit askew, you know? Have it be like that. I can't even really tell. But what I could do is I could do that, and then there we go. And then I think, you know, in between the machines, it's a little too neat. How do I want to mess these up though? That is the question. Because they got the chains attached to them, right? So it's not as easy to just wiki-wonky move. Although what I could do is something like make that missing, and then this would be like resting on that one. I would need to have that up a little more. Up, then have it leaning over. Oh, it's not even touching it. There we go. Okay, so that's like toppled over. And then we have that one be missing. And I wonder if I can get the chains to angle nicely. I can. Have them just like resting on the ground. Oh, rip. Okay, how do I... So I'm gonna have to... flip over. Cha-cha real smooth slide over. Make sure that's actually lined up. There we go. Looking a little better. I think maybe this is fine. I think I'm just gonna do one more. And then that. Cool. More detailing. Done. Yeah, because there's no fences over here. There's these fences here, but I feel like those are fine. Alright, back in here. Fuck. How many times will I do that this stream? Taking bets now. Alright, I'm gonna try on this patch and see if my, like, rock and mulch idea, if it actually looks good, or if it's fucking awful. It's like a tit too big. Alright, now the volcanic rocks. I'll need just mostly smaller ones. Yeah, that's too large. That's also too large. Too large. I guess I could put a slightly larger one over here and sink in it. Not that one though. What about... Oh yeah, that's too big. What about just like the tip of that one? Oh, that could work. Like that. And then... That one's just too high in the air. Almost. If I do that... There, that's fine. That'd be like that. I can just like that. Okay, okay. Is a vision? Can y'all see it? Is it coming together? Gonna do that here. And this one. Like that. Similar to what I did on the other side over here. Can I get this rock to work? No. What about this rock? I think it's too big. I can use that as a base of over here though. Just do a little bam. that, and then these guys. Alright, I just want to add a little more height and I think variation. Some of the rocks over here. That. Like that, and then which one? That. Okay, almost perfect. Alright, cool, cool, cool. Fuck. So this is the rough vision. I just need to then fill it in with plants. With the idea of it being a lot of like mainly ground cover with a lot of dead things coming out. So first we're gonna go with the broken trees. There's also not many that can actually fit in here realistically. We'll probably actually mainly be relying on stumps and air plants. Really want it packed full. There we go. And then like that. Can I get back in? No. Fuck, I did it again. I immediately did it again. Alright, here we go. And like that. The roof is threatening me again. Actually, I want to do a bigger one over here. No, it's fine. Now, are those sticking out? Is. There we go. Alright, now I need nettle. Alright, that's the nettle. And then trying to see what else I want on them. Maybe just foxgloves? And then grass. We use the yellow. Like that. And then the grass. I'm not going to put any of the actual like living one. I'm just going to use the dry and the parched. Really just filling in any little nook and crannies that I can with the grass. I want to give the impression that like anything that is still living in these garden beds is like fighting for its life, you know? So all in around those. A little bit back here. And yeah, there we go. That looks like a very freaking neglected flower pot. Just give it a little over here. Yeah, there we go. That's more balanced. I feel like it's missing something, but I feel like that's more around the windows and on the wall, and I think what I'm probably going to do is layer Spanish moss with the variegated ivy. I think that will round that out. Is this sticking up the top? No, we are good. Okay, cool. Alright, I'm gonna go do the other side. And probably this back to outside. Yeah, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap up this, and then I'm going to finish up the outside here, because that's really the only thing that needs to be done in this whole little area, because all the other planting and everything's done. So I'll just finish that up, and then right here, every time I see it, it is high-key bothering me. It's just... So I'm going to figure out what I want to do here. It might be a little water feature. Ooh, idea. I could do a little water feature that leads down to a fake waterfall that like comes down and under. Fill that in with some rocks and some like dead stuff laying down. Potentially. And then also the ducky pond would have a cute little waterfall too underneath this area. Maybe, maybe. Anyways, back to finishing some of the inside. Because yeah, once this other garden bed is done, what will be left to do in here? I need to take more of the ivy that's over here and have it wrap around to here. And then, yeah, probably go across all of this as well. So that all needs to get done. The Spanish moss and the ivy needs to come all the way over here, and the accents added to the windows. I need to do the tunnels with the root ivy vine mixture that's in the other tunnels. Finish up around here, and then do this entire section here. I think I don't want to do that last weird employee corridor tonight. I want to get everything else inside done, but that. I'll be happy. I'll be happy if I can get to that point tonight. And then, yeah, I do want to finish this area completely. And have most, if not all, of the outside of this pond, like this outside ring, I want it done. With also, bonus stretch goal, having the layout of the other two shoot-off sections, like the little seating area and the vending machine eat-drink area. I want that, at least the layout done. It'll just be, what do I actually get done? How much bit bopping around do I do? How often do I do that? Especially since a lot of it is just ivy, and I just get so bored of doing that really quickly. Alright, let's see what I can do. Do like a little like that, and then I'm gonna do it the opposite way. That, and then I need this to like that. Ooh, doesn't that look nice? Alright, I need that like that, and then like that. Like that. Bring that forward just a little bit. Like that, and you get one of the smaller ones. And then, in this last little section, like that. Oh, fuck. Like that, there we go. Alright, that is looking good. I think I'm just gonna add a little more to the ground over here. I actually really like how that looks. Alright, cool, cool, cool. So, oh, I totally forgot to add the air plants to the other section. Let me do that real quick. There we go. Broken. Right, I'm in construction, not nature. All right. And then, I wonder if I can, like one right there would be nice, but I wonder if that sticks out too much. Let's see. I mean, it sticks out, but... Oh, fuck. Yeah, let's see how that looks. There we go. Alright, now the dry brushes. Like that. And like that with a small one there. Next is the nettle. One. Just let me. Please, roof. I beg. A little nettle there. Do. I need a medium patch over here. Medium patch there. Small patch. Oh, medium patch. There. And a small patch there. Alright, next is the foxtails, or foxgloves rather. I don't really think there's right there. It's the only place they can fit. And then go in with the grass and bury everything. Do a little bit right in here, right here, back in here, and right there. Oh, it looks so neglected and so sad. It's so perfect. Oh, I totally didn't put any mushrooms. That cannot stand. There's birch, there must be mushrooms. That is the rule. Tuck one in there. Tuck one right in there. And then right there. Perfect. So this one... right there. And right, I think that's it for just that one. Alright, well that's that. Brilliant, amazing. Maybe next I'll do the Spanish moss off the windows. Yeah, another thing just knocked off the list before I go boot around outside. The Spanish moss does look really pretty when it loads. That does start to become the issue with my builds, is I just put so much detail and layering into them that eventually stuff like textures just don't want to render. As y'all can see, it just doesn't want to render right now. Regardless, I still think it looks pretty, especially with the sun coming through like that. Over here. And let's just... yeah, that looks good. Zoop. There we go. There, it finally loaded. See, look how pretty it is. And then there'll be the vines layered on top. I think it should look good. Or not the vines, very good ivy. But I really like the combo of the stained glass with the Spanish moss. I just think it looks so good. Very much gives that like old vibes. Okay, so maybe I am a bit of a nerd, but so I'm turning 30 in March, and I have a lot of health issues. There's at one point where the doctor was like, haha, you living for more than a little bit, not looking so good. But you know, here I still am, and so I decided I'm gonna start planning my 30th, really go ham. I haven't gone hard on my birthday in a very long time. I think the last time I really went ham and hard was at my like 21st birthday party. I did end the night by accidentally chugging a bottle of wine. I was so drunk, I thought I was just casually sipping on that bottle. I accidentally chugged the entire bottle in about 10 minutes. Yeah, that was my 21st birthday party. So I have not done any silly, goofy, or big birthday parties since then. Just life has not lined up. And I'm on a journey of healing, of growth, which means I am throwing myself a dinosaur-themed birthday party. I'm so excited. I have never been, like, Pinterest gay. I have been all over Pinterest looking for fun dinosaur-themed snacks and entrees and appetizers and alcoholic and non-alcoholic drinks. And the Dollar Tree has a bunch of dinosaur birthday supplies. So I'm gonna have dinosaur like banner and table cover and plates and napkins and cutlery and everything. And everyone has to come, doesn't have to, is highly encouraged to come dressed inspired by their favorite dinosaur, because then I also get to know everyone's favorite dinosaur, which I think is really fun. So yeah, I am very excited for my birthday, and just being a little nerd. My favorite dino, for anyone wondering, is the Microraptor. It is a tiny little like chicken-sized raptor that had wings and flew, or rather glided. And they're just a tiny little predator, and I want 20 of them as pets. I want my own tiny little flock of murder chickens. They are just delightful. So I have a lot of feather accessories I already made, so I'm probably just going to braid a bunch of feather accessories that are similar to what they think the feathers would have been look like. Like the depictions I've seen make them look like they would have had similar to like pheasant feathers, like a brown pheasant. So I'm just going to probably use a lot of pheasant and guinea fowl feathers for even more trinkets just to weave all in my hair, and then try to emulate tiny, spiky, has feathers, will shank a bitch into the outfit. Also, dang, did that Spanish moss really freaking quick. I love it. It's great. It's fantastic. Maybe I'll just do ivy. Maybe I'll just mindlessly do ivy as I natter about my ideas for my birthday party. Because I have some things that I definitely want to do. Like, I want to have at least 3 beverages, and I want them to be pretty much the same. And I want to be able to make them alcoholic, non-alcoholic, or THC infused. I want to see if I can pick up some like liquid THC, and that way no matter how people are consuming or not consuming, there is a delicious, cool themed beverage option for them. So one is going to be like a sour apple. There is a sour apple mixer that Walmart sells. So that's going to be the base of one. It's going to be that, some like Sprite, and then for the alcoholic version, wait, let me actually switch to the right IV. For the alcoholic version, it's going to have green apple vodka. And then of course for the THC version, it's just going to have the Sprite that is used in it is going to be infused with liquid THC. So that's my first idea for the drink. That's one of 3. I don't really know what I want to do for the other 2. So if anyone has suggestions for a good dino themed pun, or if anyone has dino puns that could potentially inspire me, that would be fantastic. And also taking suggestions for any like dino themed snacks and what have you. I already decided how the cake is going to be, and I'm making my own cake. Oh, and I should also mention everything is going to be like gluten friendly, or like gluten free friendly, celiac friendly, however you want to put that, because my partner is celiac. We invited some of his family members who are also all celiac, and then we have some friends who are either like celiac or are gluten intolerant. So basically everything is going to be gluten free, or the gluten is going to be very, very minimal in it. And yeah, so the cake is going to be like a mud extinction pit themed. Might be a little dark, but I don't care. And it's going to be a couple different layers. So the first layer is going to be like this gluten-free zucchini chocolate cake. And then the next layer that is going to make up like the mud pit, so quote unquote, is going to be a thick chocolate pudding. And then there's going to be little chocolate rocks that make like little rings, and then little gummy dinosaurs that are like drowning in the mud or the pudding, and little candy bones all throughout. If there's any doubt that I'm neurodivergent, this spells anything. So yeah, and then I also have I have one dessert / like snack decided. I'm going to make little dino nests. I'm going to use a no-bake gluten-free oatmeal cookie. I think they're called haystacks. Yeah, haystacks. I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to do a little depression in them. And instead of like candy eggs or anything, which I found are a little hard to find gluten-free, just gluten-free marshmallows. So it's going to be a little no-bake cookie with marshmallows in the center to represent dino eggs. I feel like I need just a little more leaves over the sign. The sign looks too neat. I need the sign to be getting more consumed by the leaves. Oh, it's perfect. Okay, yeah, now that was a lot better. That is more overgrown, decrepit. Perfect. That looks pretty dang good. I do say so myself. Another dessert I'm probably gonna do individual. Okay. Did folks grow up eating worms and dirt as a snack as a kid? Yes, no. For those who didn't grow up eating this delightful snack, it was chocolate pudding with like Oreo cookie crumble all over top and gummy worms. And it was like the best snack to get as a kid. When we found out we were getting worms and dirt, the best. And it would normally be at like a birthday party or a class party. I want to do that, but like mini dino tar pits. And I might try to do a couple different ones. I think I might try to do like a tar pit with a dark chocolate, and then like an ocean drowning one with a blue colored white chocolate. And that way, if folks aren't a fan of dark chocolate, there is other option available. And that way, I figure that's also a really good way to use up, because instead of like Oreo cookie crumbles, I can use leftover gluten-free cake scraps. Just crumble those on top. And that way, I'm not like wasting any food. And there's a couple options for folks that don't want like a big slice of cake. They can just have like an individual little pudding cup or like that and cake. I'm not gonna judge. It's a birthday party. Ah, finally, got the angle right. So, how exactly do I want to layer this to make it look its biggest? You know? First we do that, and then I think one of the things I need to do here to make it, to sell it, is have this coming up right beside. Do that. Do that. Yeah, because then it like frames it. It'll be framed on either side. Perfect. Yeah, like I said, my birthday isn't until March, so I have a couple months to plan and scheme. I'm really hoping that the weather is nice enough that I can potentially barbecue. And like, one of the reasons why I'm trying to plan this out so far in advance is also just like, if I know the stuff I need, then I can look for it on sale and be smart and not have to like stress rush by when it comes time to my party. But like, I already have almost everything and it's already like taken care of. Perfect, brilliant, you know? Try to save myself some stress for my birthday month. So I'm definitely going to be looking for like the New Year's booze sales to probably pick up some of the vodka that is needed. What? Where is my thing? There it is. Fuck. Oh, speaking of sales, like right now y'all, hit up those grocery stores. They are having such good sales on like everyday items, but because they're more popular during the holiday season and they have so much left over, like honestly, go and get it. Roofs are the bane of my existence. And like, I know why I did this roof ahead of time, because I need to know how the roof looked for the front plaza, how, you know, the visuals were, but I'm still just, It's fine. I'm also hoping that it's nice enough that I can get some friends together and we can go to Jurassic Forest. And for those of you who don't know what Jurassic Forest is, because you don't live in Alberta, or even a lot of people who live in Alberta don't know what it is there's 2 main trails with 2 off trails with a shit ton of animatronic dinosaurs that are motion activated and like move and make sounds, and they also have like giant insect statues and just like other cool stuff. It's a very cool dinosaur education place. I've like vended there a couple times, and I also just love visiting. It is a very good way to spend a morning or an afternoon. And they also, my favorite part about it is, I also want to go, they open in March and I want to go essentially as soon as they open. And I'm just hoping that they have some honey left over from this past year, because I love the honey so much. They sell the honey from the flower farm just like half a mile up the road from them. And a lot of the bees like come visit, because Jurassic Forest is also set up kind of like a nature preserve, wildlife preserve. So they have like a moose pair, like a moose couple that stay in like their park all year round, and like they mate every year, and the female always has a calf every year, and there's foxes, and like it's allowed to just mainly be wild forest and swampland, which is super cool. What that also means is there's a ton of native wildflowers all throughout. There is so much like fireweed, and there's some little orchids, like lady slippers, and yeah, there's just, and so a lot of the bees go get all the pollen and nectar from the wildflowers from Jurassic Forest, and then they go back to their little hives over at the flower farm. And so there's, and beekeepers are able to tell where the bees are getting their pollen. So wildflower honey looks, tastes, smells different than honey from non-native flowers. And so they're able to tell what is wildflower honey, what is from, you know, if they've been getting it from a lot of dandelions for that harvest or what have you. It's really interesting. It's fascinating just how much you can tell from a beehive and what shenanigans they've been up to, like, based on their honey. And yeah, I also love anything that helps promote, not just like, because one, honeybees are very much not in danger anymore. Fun fact, we don't need to save the bees. We don't need to save the honeybees. We have saved them. What we need to do is we need to save our native bees. Our native bees are rapidly declining. And honeybees are actually part of that problem, just a wee little bit. European honeybees. Because we do have some honey and bumblebees that are native to North America, and there are some beekeepers who are starting to work more, or at least trying to work more with native species instead of European honeybees. But, of course, European honeybees are what's more available. I mean, you can go and buy, you know, queens and starter kits for European honeybees really easily. But if you want to help your local native bees that, you know, our whole ecosystems rely on, some things you can do is just things like, you know, if you have some flower pots, plant some native flowers. Often you can steal them from the side of the road. You can get them for free. You can get ones that come back every year. And they also tend to be very, depending on your region, like if you're a place that does deal with droughts, they tend to be very drought resistant and very hardy, so they also require very to no watering during heat waves. So you'll have low maintenance free plants that also help benefit local pollinators. They'll help the bees, the butterflies, the hummingbirds, if you have hummingbirds in your area. Another thing you can do is make sure that you don't actually cut down or remove the stems of any flowers that you grow. There are a lot of native bees all over North America that actually hibernate in the hollow stems of shrubs and plants. And so when you clear them all out during your fall cleanup, you're actually, a lot of the time, accidentally throwing out native bees. Which, like, when I found that out, my poor heart, I felt so bad. I was like, how many bees have I accidentally murdered? No! Another thing you can do is not raking up your leaves. There are also a lot of bees that require hibernating under leaves and under that thick layer of leaf and snow combination in order to make it through the winter. So, you know, you might have to rake up the majority of your leaves because of like bylaws or like city ordinances or whatnot. What you can also do, if you have like a back corner at all, pile your leaves back there and essentially make a like hibernation, an insect hibernation pile. And guarantee you will notice more pollinators just in your general area within that first year. The difference you can make with just a few changes is honestly astronomical. I have taken plots of land where it was like, this has just been allowed to be awful, no nutrient, invasive shit for the past 5 years. Cool. Within a year, just doing, when I say doing the right stuff, I mean like planting native plants, planting what's suitable for the climate, the area, all of that. Like immediately your water retention will be so much better. You'll notice you're using less water than if you were planting non-natives. They're also, like I said, here the natives are super, super, super drought resistant. We had multiple weeks of, you know, it was like nearly plus 30, absolutely no rain whatsoever. I did not have to water once. And my plants were only year 2 plants. They're just built different. Also, if you have the ability, if you have a part on your property where you can put a pile of like excess stones, sticks, branches, and leaves, that is also another fantastic place to allow for insects to hibernate over winter. And have a nice cozy spot to, you know, and a lot of the advice I'm giving is mainly for like northern North America, where we get snow and all our leaves fall off our trees. A lot of this isn't going to be applicable if you live in like the southern states or below that, or if you live in a place that just like doesn't get snow. Unfortunately, I don't have many tips and tricks for those areas other than like dead branch and bramble piles are always really great, because even in warmer areas you still have a winter and colder months. I mean, especially in the States, you still get cold-ish in the States, in the southern states. So still having that like leaf and bramble and stick pile is still a really good idea. And also, of course, just like planting native plants. Not using pesticides, not using herbicides. It's a fun fact, herbicides don't care if that plant is a native or a non-native. It just knows it's not like, you know, a tomato plant. It will murder it. Same with pesticides. Pesticides can't differentiate between a problematic invasive grasshopper and your native pollinator beetle. There are so many ways to dissuade bugs from chomping on your food. You don't need to use pesticides and herbicides. There's so much better management ways. And honestly, one of the main things is companion planting. I think that's one of the first things that any new gardener should know and look up is companion planting. Plant marigolds next to things like Brussels sprouts, kale, broccoli, cabbage, and that will keep away most pests. Also, if you plant certain herbs next to each other, if you plant certain type of spicy peppers next to other plants, there are so many ways you can just ward off insects via just planting things together. But also understand that you also want a certain level of insect predation, especially on plants that you want to produce food. If you have no pressure on the plant has no reason to grow big and healthy and strong and produce more than a wiggly little bit. Right? If the plant has no reason to shoot out a lot of leaves, it's only going to put out the bare minimum. So you want elements to be able to hit them. You want bugs to be able to predate on them, because overall you're going to get stronger, healthier plants. And also any seeds you collect from those plants are also going to have better genetics because they are able to survive that environment. I don't think people realize oftentimes we are weakening the genetic strength of our food, of the seeds, because we're using a bunch of herbicides and pesticides, and the plants don't have to fight against any of those things. So you end up with generations of weak plants, and then people are like, oh, the beetles were bad this one year, so I didn't get a single tomato. And it's like, yeah, because also your tomato plants are weak as shit and can't handle a little bit of predation. Like, save seeds from plants who are able to handle the rough conditions, the droughts, the bug predations, and you're gonna end up with just like healthier, better plants every single year. But no, we gotta nuke everything with chemicals. And that's my anti-Monsanto rant for the day. How did we even get here? How did we get from talking about my birthday party to fuck Monsanto? You know what, sometimes that's just how it happens. But also, look how much vining we got done during all my rambling. Look how good this is looking! Like, yo! It's actually like looking much more complete, which is very, very nice. Let's do a nighttime check. Yeah, we're looking good. I kind of wish there was a couple more spots to sneak in mushrooms. But the overgrown garden beds, you know, they're just so... Oh, I forgot the fucking hair plants. Alright, I'm gonna do the air plants. And then I'm gonna boop back outside for a bit. Cool. So yeah, so we're like, I would say, not including this area, which we do not speak about. Fuck if I know what I'm doing back here. I'd say we're like, as I'm in a bush, like a good 80% done the inside now. Like, it really is coming along. The main bulk of it is now just doing the rest of the ivy. Maybe adding just a little more details here and there. Some areas are looking quite plain. Again, like right here, I'm worried even with everything ivied in, that right here is still just going to look a little weirdly empty. We'll see once everything's all in. And then, yeah, this area as well, I just feel like the ATM area in particular and this wall I'm also a little worried about. But problem for later. For now, we're gonna boot back outside and finish this arch. Yeah, perfect. I'm not going to do it all the way through like I did for the other arches that the guests walk through. Since this is just a staff arch, I'm just going to do the roots, the vines, and the roots, the vines, and the ivy, good fucking lord, on either side, but not in the middle. I mean, I could just do that. I feel like there needs to be a tree there, though. I'm not sure what tree... Oh, I could do a broken tree there. Do one of these ones. I like it, Picasso. Do the other side of the roots. Let's go with this one. I need that to come down. It's not what I needed at all. You know what? Fine, I'll just place it. I actually like it sticking out like that, to be honest. I do want smaller ones for the other side, though. Okay, cool. I like it. Especially the view from here, which is like the most important, because that's what the guests see. Alright, big ol' curtain. Like that. And then like very nice, very nice. Other side. Yeah, these ones. And then let that come like that, and then I'm just going to layer a few more that, and then like that. Cool, cool, cool. Next is the ivy. Oh, no, 1 second. I just need to grab a quick drink. My throat is getting quite dry and parched. Okay. Now we put the leaves. The leaves like that. Please let me click. Why can I not click? Oh, is it sensing the roots and not the ivy on top? Why? Right. Nope. Life is pain and suffering, it's fine. Just do... Okay, I need to push this back just a smidge. And then I need... that comes down like that. Bring that all the way down. Bring this over. How far off am I? Oh, no, that's perfect. Do a little of that. Come up and ever so slightly scoot off to this side. This comes back like that and connects. Yes, very nice, very nice. Okay, right. Or can I click on? Oh, I can, perfect. You know what, it'd probably line up better if I just do it right on. Right, there we go. Back to the subject of gardening. I'm really excited to garden this year. I have already planned and laid out. I want to extend the current garden just a little bit. When I moved in, there was already this like square right in front of it that just all fucking dirt. It's all dirt and mud. I know it's gonna be a mess come spring. And the bricks I used to line the garden bed buy at Home Depot, so I'm just gonna buy the same bricks and extend it a little bit. I'm gonna put it in herb spiral. It's one of the easiest quick projects to do. And then I met this guy. My mom was buying, I think, a mattress off of him. I ended up getting actually my big monitor from him. And he did this like cool thing where he took pots of various sizes and made a giant tower out of them that he then had like trellises all connecting, and that's how he grew all of his beans and peas and all of that, and he was able to grow a bunch in a small section. So I'm gonna try doing that for a couple things. I'm gonna try that with some peas and some beans this year, and then I'm gonna do my kind of weird method for growing tomatoes again this year. I did it one year with cherry tomatoes where I took 5 plants, put them all in the same giant pot, and then tied them all together to a big central stake. And I got more tomatoes than I have ever had in... What the fuck was that? Anyways, more tomatoes than I have than any other years. And I've repeated this experiment a couple times, and every time I do it, I end up with so many more cherry tomatoes. So I'm going to be doing that with my cherry tomatoes. And so I plan on growing peas, beans, cherry tomatoes, the herb spiral, and then I want another, woodland strawberry patch. I had a woodland strawberry patch at the old place, and unfortunately, due to a neighborhood cat digging up my plants and going potty in my garden bed. None of them survived. So I'm going to get more. They are a native type of strawberry that I had them producing, oh Jesus, end of May last year, and they were still producing berries when we were leaving in August. Like, there was probably berries all the way, I wouldn't be surprised if there was berries all the way till November this year, to be honest. I want strawberries. So the square extension from the main garden bed is going to just probably be a strawberry patch. And then I'll be putting in a lot of the pollinator and sacred plants that I had. There'll be prairie sage. What all did I have? I had prairie sage. I had... I'm trying to think of like what was in that one garden bed. I'm trying to envision it. So it was the fireweed, the prairie sage, the goldenrod, the Canadian goldenrod, and then the twinning honeysuckle, which I plan on putting how the garden bed intersects with the front door. And I want to put the twinning honeysuckle like right there. One, because it loves a lot of sun, which is fantastic, and it'll help the handle to the front door got so hot I burnt myself opening my front door a couple times. So I just kind of want to make a twinning honeysuckle curtain to cast shade on the door for most of the day. So that's not happening. You know? So yeah, I have a long list of things and a long list of plants. I'm very sad that like none of the plants that I brought with me when I moved freaking survived because of the damn neighborhood cat. I brought over a bear's bush, like a dozen or so strawberry plants, a black currant bush, and 2 different herbs. One was a basil herb that I had managed to get to come back 3 years in a row. I was so proud of it. It was just supposed to be an annual herb, and I got it to come back 3 years in a row, and then a damn neighborhood cat freaking pissing on my garden. And I have a plan to combat that this year, because I'm thinking, oh, you have all these plants, how are you going to prevent the cat from ruining all of them? I plan on building a little like enclosure for the main garden that is going to include a lid. I already have it planned out so that the townhouse won't get angry at me, sort of thing. There are people with patios, so I know they do allow like caged in structures in the backyards. And I've already spoken to one of the property managers, and I was like, yeah, you know, a neighborhood cat killed all the plants I brought over. I have plans to make sure the cat can't get into the garden next year. And they're like, okay, cool, as long as it looks nice. I'm like, it will. I just plan on doing a very simple stakes that I'm going to paint white, because everything else, like the townhouses are painted white, the fences are painted white. So I'm going to match that, and then just like a really heavy duty wire, and then it's going to have a lid that I can then take off in the winter so that a bunch of snow isn't building up on it. So yeah, there will be a lid over the entire garden to keep stinky neighborhood cats out. Ivy is just so good. Just really... I didn't intend to do this entire wall, since we're not really done the rest of like here and whatnot yet. But just doing right here felt a little silly. I think it's good. Makes me content. What do I want to do next? I could just keep doing ivying and rambling. I'm good at that. I'm good at rambling about... I'm good at talking about a lot of nothing. I think is the best way to say it. Hence, you know, starting from I'm really excited about my dino party to fuck Monsanto. sometimes I just chatter, and where it goes when I don't have anyone else helping me manage the conversation, who knows? This is just how my brain works. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm always excited to garden. I also hope I get to go out and forage more this year. I am right by a provincial park and like the river valley. I was able to definitely, the past couple months before it got really cold, I definitely was able to go down to the river and be in nature a lot more than usual, which is, blessed. I mentioned this last stream, that apparently in my area of the city, there is a place down by the river that pelicans go and nest like every year. I've never seen them outside of this one nature preserve that I go to that's kind of nearby. So I want to see if maybe I can go and find the pelicans that nest in the city this year. I've also mentioned a couple times that like where I live in the city, right by the river actually used to be a dump. So I also want to go treasure hunting as soon as I'm able to. As soon as it's safe to again. It's not quite safe to be shenanigans by the river currently. Nothing has frozen over completely because it's been way too freaking warm. So they'll just like really shit weak ice. Like where I go treasure hunting is super shallow, it's super slow moving. A lot of the bank, or you can actually like walk down into a good chunk of the river because the water is low as shit. But you know, it's cold also. And just safety. So many people end up having to be rescued, especially people and their freaking dogs. I don't understand why people go and let their giant ass dogs go and play on the ice when, you know, it's barely been above, like it's barely been below freezing. And then their dogs have to go get rescued. And it's like, don't let your dogs go play on sketchy ass ice. Like, it's a city dog. Yes, it has some survival instincts, but not many. That dog doesn't know how to tell if an ice is safe. It's just gonna go, ooh, river, run. But again, the more I learn about like the science behind dogs and dog behavior and all of that, the more I get frustrated with people. So I look at people who have dogs that were like, you know, bred to be ratters for thousands of years that they don't give a job to. And then they wonder why the dog is neurotic as shit. And it's like, well, your tiny little quote-unquote lap dog was actually bred to be a murder machine and like be super active and constantly hunting. And you have it in a crate for 10 plus hours a day. Like, no shit, your chihuahua's nuts. And it's the same with so many breeds. Dachshunds are another one. They're like, do you know why they're long shaped? To fit into burrows, to flush things out of faster, like easier. You know, people get healers and they're like, oh, this healer is so nippy and keeps nipping at my children. Yeah, that is like a 40-ish, 40, 50-pound dog that has been bred to physically bully and intimidate cows. Things that are tons. They weigh tons. And this 30-pound dog has been bred to bully the ever-living shit out of them. Mainly via being a vicious little ankle biter. So yeah, no wonder your healer is chasing your kids. I don't know, you see it like, you see it in rescue a lot too. People get dogs that they don't do enough research on. You know, they see people on it. Famous TikTok dogs. Like for most breeds, it's fine. But there are certain breeds that when they get really popular on TikTok, it is never a good thing. Malinois is a really good example of that. Like, I love my tough dogs. I love my working breeds. I love my, my breeds that a lot of other people wouldn't touch. And I won't touch a Malinois. They are absolutely... They require just so much work and dedication, and you have to be able to manage a dog that, like, will go neurotic if you are not entertaining it 24/7. They are just such intense freaking dogs. But you see people where it's like, oh, look at my 4-month-old dog, and look at how it's just so perfectly well healthy trained, and look at doing police agility courses, and look at this amazing dog, and it's a Malinois. And they don't give any of the information about, like, yeah, Malinois are extremely driven. They are extremely food motivated. They are, and the distinction people need to make, or need to understand, is dogs like Malinois are extremely trainable, but they are not easy to train. Two different things. And I think that's something a lot of people don't understand, is, yeah, there are dogs like, border collies that are extremely trainable. They are extremely food motivated. They're extremely driven. But they're not easy to train. I feel like that just, it's a short form video platform, so of course stuff is going to get lost and stuff not. What the word I'm looking for? You know when the word is on the tip of your fucking tongue? But can I remember it? No. So we're going to change the sentence. Information is not conveyed effectively a lot of the times on the app, just due to it being a short form content platform where snappy, reactionary, or like heartstring pull stuff is what does pop. It does well. If you're not doing rage bait, you need to have something else that pulls at the emotions, or else what the fuck are you doing? Which, speaking of the clock app, I've been kind of considering expanding to also streaming on there, which seems a little silly, but TikTok streaming, especially for gaming streaming, is a huge thing. And I have found a lot more people, what they're doing is they are streaming to Twitch and TikTok, and able to very, very quickly grow an audience as a result. Now, do I want to quickly grow an audience? Not necessarily. I am definitely someone who much more prefers slow growth. And that's just because slow growth makes it much more easy to, how do I say this? Curate an audience. Like, how you go into some people's chats and the chat is just vile. Like, vibes are off. It's a little crazy. Clearly stuff isn't being kept up on. Clearly problematic people haven't been, like, trimmed out. And now, the streamer is a little too big and they're playing catch up. I don't want to do that. I never want to be playing catch up with problematic individuals or players in my chat. I want to have slow, sustainable growth, because also often what happens if you blow up too quickly, it becomes unsustainable. And it can become unsustainable in a couple ways. One, you gain a lot of money really quickly, that then forces you into a much higher tax bracket, with little to no warning or preparation, which can then really screw people over when it comes to figuring out taxes, figuring out what they can and can write off, figuring out even what they need to claim. It's such a whole mess of things, right? And then you also have working out how to effectively work out brand deals and advertising, and how to vet advertisers and what type of sponsorships you're taking, on top of the whole, like, making sure you have a social media presence and making sure that looks good. And then also, making sure that your fan base doesn't become a toxic cesspool of a place. And when that growth happens slowly, it is much more possible and feasible to actually stay on top of all of that. Especially when it comes to making sure that you don't curate a fan base that is toxic and against the things you are saying. Like I've seen it a couple times where like a streamer seems really cool, they seem like really down to earth, they seem like we're gonna chill really well, and there's a possibility of like a collab or something, and then I'll hang out in their chats, I'll hang out in their streams a couple of times just to get more of a feel of who they are and if that is really someone I want to develop a professional and business association with. And then I'll just notice they're not checking people on when they say really gross things. They're not checking people on when they say really problematic things, and they're letting those behaviors just kind of slide while never addressing them on or off stream, and just letting those like toxic, gross mindsets and behaviors permeate their fandom, and their like active fan base. Which then what ends up happening, like say you have someone who's just constantly in your chat, just like being negative and complaining, and you know, if the streamer isn't interacting with them, if they're just making a lot of passive aggressive comments, if the streamer doesn't check that behavior, it is going to drive away a lot of people, and the only people that are really going to stay around are other people who also do that behavior. And then you just get a chat full of people who are all extremely unhappy and just dying for the streamer's attention, and if they don't get it, are going off the cuckoo rails in their chat and just being not like what I would consider like not socially acceptable. Like I don't think it's very like, at the end of the day, streamers are just people. We're all just people vibing, trying to hustle in today's society, or doing this because it's fun and for free time or what have you. We're not therapists. We're not here to have all your issues dumped on us. We're not here for your poor parasocial relationship. And that's not to say you can't be friends with streamers. Like there's folks who come in my chats who I am genuinely friends with outside of like streaming stuff. Like, you know, I play D&D with them. I genuinely enjoy like playing games with them off stream, talking with them. Like they are legitimately my friends. I'm not saying you can't be friends with someone who's a streamer, or you can't become friends with someone who is a streamer via watching them stream. What I'm mainly talking about is the people that just like, they latch onto a streamer and that streamer is their everything. And as rude or callous or heartless as it is to say, if you really just can't have that behavior in your chats, or else the comment section, your, you know, chats are just going to be filled with that. I have seen it way too often. And like, sure, you can say at the end, it might hurt your growth, but I think it hurts the growth in the short term, not in the long term. And like, yeah, your growth might be slower initially, but it'll also be more sustainable. Because, I don't know, just like, they're just watching streamers from like the outside perspective looking in, being a streamer on and off, and you know, just for being a smart business person, looking into the industry, paying attention to what's happening, looking to see how trends are, how chats evolve, what more successful people are doing, what people who are more successful than that lose that success, why do they lose that success? Paying attention to all of that is blatant. A little mind-numbing. It drives me a little cuckoo sometimes. Also, at the end of the day, what a streamer does, or what a YouTuber does, or what a content creator does to cultivate their audience, and the audience they want is ultimately up to them. And like, I don't think I've done a single collab on this channel. Like, people are gonna do them, but I also don't have to deal with their shenanery. Because that's the thing, I also don't want— oh, I forgot to put little pots on these. Fuck. Like, I still think that some of the people are very cool, are very chill. I will play with them in my downtime off stream, you know? But actually for like playing with them on stream, a large part of it is I just don't want those people to then come to my streams, where I very much don't tolerate that behavior. Like, if someone is like, if someone were to come in the chat and be like, I had, like, like, you know, saying, oh, I had a bad day, like, I'm not doing great, but I'm here to chill, like, that's 100% fine. What I'm talking about is when someone's like, you know, they end up doing a wall of text that is very much, I'm so sad, pity me, give me attention. No, please. No, please. And I don't want those people coming into my streams, because then I won't tolerate it. I won't deal with the shenanery. I'll be painted like an arsehole. And then it just causes drama and conflict. And it's just easier if I remove myself from the equation altogether and just stay in my little bubble, you know? And that's not to say I'm not open to doing collabs or having other streamers on my stream or what have you. I've just realized that I'm just very picky. Like, I'm picky. I'm picky and I'm selective. And honestly, I think a large part of that does come from doing collaborative things in the past and then being blindsided by really shitty behavior. I would definitely say I have become somewhat guarded as a result, and I'm a lot less likely to— how do I explain it? Because, like, I don't know. Like, I always tell people, like, yeah, I'm a streamer, I love streaming, I stream. But this is also very much, like, to let people in to the stream. I've done it a couple times. Like, you know, I've had my partner and I used to do Stardew. But I find— I don't even know. I'm trying to figure out the way to word it in a way that makes sense. And I am failing to find just like the adequate words to like get across what I'm trying to say. So maybe for now I should just shut the fuck up and give up. Yeah, if any other streamers are currently watching, I am open to collabs. Just if you got ranked vibes in your chats, I'm not gonna want to collab. As simple as that. Hello, hello! Amazing Nate. That's a good name. I like that name. What's up? How you doing today? I think with that last little bit of vining, do I want to do the back half of it? I'm gonna say, I'm done this area, but no. If I leave this back half not ivied, I'm gonna be angry at myself every time I look at it. I know for— oh, it's kind of weird and wonky. You know what? That's fine. So just do that. And then come over here. I'm doing good. That's good. I'm glad you're doing good. I had something else I was gonna say, and then my brain just short-circuited halfway through my sentence. I apologize. I think doing all this ivy is slowly rotting my brain. This is the true brain rot. Just placing ivy pieces over and over again. Oh, I checked out that dinosaur game that was recommended by someone. I think it was they asked about it twice. It literally looks like Planet Zoo, but dinosaurs. It's currently in early access and currently on sale, so I'm thinking if things work out, I might actually pick it up while it's on sale. Does your zoo have a theme? Yeah, my zoo has a theme. This is a Gothic inspired zoo, so think like Gothic literature, Gothic architecture, Gothic, like more like Victorian Gothic aesthetics. So we have a couple animals in the zoo already. In this greenhouse, we have the American crow, which is a mod that I downloaded. This isn't in the actual base game. Where are they? Here they are. They're eaten. So we have 4 little beeperinos. We have 2 breeding pairs. And then... oh yeah, we'll go over here. Then over here we have the desert horned viper. We have a male and female breeding pair. Vipers are often used in literature as like the evil bad snake, so I thought it was very appropriate. And then we have basically an emo zoo. Yes, basically an emo zoo. Like, look at this goth little emo. Oops. You know what? Let's just go up to the ducks. Look at these goth little emo ducks. So yeah, basically an emo zoo. Basically like a goth emo zoo. Except heavily inspired by a lot of like Gothic literature and whatnot. So we have... I'll just align that a little better. Alert went off, but I can't see what it is. Oh no! Alert box, please! 1 second. Oh, thank you so much for the follow, Nate. That's really appreciated. So yeah, I'll give you a little tour if you want. I love giving tours of my builds. So we have the front area here. These are the guest spawners. So this is where the guests will spawn when the zoo's open. We got, let me actually hit play, there we go. Got a spooky little pond. So yeah, this is like the guest spawning area. And then they have to walk through this big arch. And this is the entry plaza. So we have some washrooms over here. Have a little ATM area. This is the entrance. And then you can see the enclosure for the Croza. Walk through here. And then each one of these arches up front is where the guests actually pay and enter the zoo and also exit. So yeah, there's a little employee area there where we have a trade center and a zookeeper hut. Some little education areas. Here's one for the Viper, which is just behind us. And then also for the Flying Fox Bat. Yeah. Slowly but surely getting there. These 2 enclosures, they are walkthrough enclosures. They're going to be for 2 different types of bats. My zoo is grassland desert themed with desert and grassland animals. Ooh, very nice. Grassland and desert are both super fun themes. There's a lot of really cool desert animals. My favorite... I love fennec foxes. They are just so cute, so squishy, so fuzzy. They can stack their heads on top of each other. Just a good little desert animal. I mean, I don't know if you have all the DLCs for Zoo. I do. So if you do as well. I mean, there are so many, just even desert animals to choose from. And then you add grassland onto that, and you just get such a cool variety. Also console player with 4 DLCs. Ah, console player. I feel bad for console players and not having all the DLCs out yet. Because y'all just got 2 more DLCs, I think it was. The Arid pack and something else. I could be completely getting that wrong. All I know is that console is behind PC by a considerable amount. How many DLCs are there? Yeah, there's a lot of DLCs. Which I think the latest one being the Zookeeper's pack. Construction would be the easiest way. Yeah. Yeah, all the anniversary stuff. I hope more of the DLCs come out for consoles and y'all can have all the animals, all the accessories, all the building pieces. As for what I want to work on now, because like this area it's done. It doesn't really need anything else. It's just a little employee area, so it has the basics. It's on theme. The outside of that's done. I could see if I can get the little area here done. I think maybe so. Okay, so first I will need to do some terrain modification. This is actually perfect that I'm trying to squish this in between stuff, because that's also going to help make for more naturalistic water. Okay, I think that's close enough. I don't think I can get that a little thinner. Okay, cool. Does that peep out under here at all? Not in a visible light. Perfect. So, the idea is this. Rock this with volcanic rock. And then put a lot of rocks and like branches. Put the waterfall special effects. And have that sort of lead down into the pond here. Via under here. That is the general plan for this area and this like integrated water feature. Credit cards I bought myself good for Christmas, I guess, with the African grassland pack bundle. Nice! What all... The African pack has some of the most, like, that I often use. I mean, I'm using the African air plants in every single part of this build. I'm also using the planters. Freaking love these. The planters and the pots, like the pots are so nice to use as planters. Just put some flowers in there. What does the grassland one have? Let me find it. Oh, right, that's, oh, I have a whole butterfly house build that I basically did just because I wanted to use all these grassland pieces. Oh, right, and got the main wolf. I used to be obsessed with these from when I was like 15 to 17, 18. Was absolutely obsessed with maned wolves. The African pack has Fennec Fox. Yeah, it has some good animals. Those are good packs. And good gift to buy for yourself. I think I want this intersecting with the path a little bit. Like that. Yeah, I want it to be one of those things that, like, as you're coming out, you hear it, and it isn't until you're, like, rounding this corner here, like, right when you come up on it, that you actually see it. So, in order to make that happen, I need to more heavily rock over here. Like that. Oh, do I wanna... Let's rock the bottom really quick. And I think after I'm done that, because just about 2 hours and 20 minutes into the stream, I did start late, so I'm gonna go a little later than I normally would. Like, I normally would end at 9, which is not very far. But I'm gonna stream a little longer today. My pain level is really low. My energy levels are higher. And I started late. So, to make up for all of that, can I please rotate a rock correctly? This one. So I wanna get this done, and then go into here and just do... I just need to get the vining done. Again, this area and up here, really. I'm not gonna touch any of this. It can wait. The ATM area and the other employee area can just wait. Because I like the ATM area. I like its layout, but it needs some pizzazz, you know? Rocks I want. Okay, I need the rocks to be... Where are you? That one. Have it right or like that. So I'm a guest. I'm walking. I can't see anything but I can hear. And then as I round here, there we go. Yeah, that's exactly how I want it to look. Alright, so I just need to have it come like that. Like that, and then I'm gonna have the rocks be a little bit bigger over here to help fill this area in. Although, how do I want... This needs to flow down. So really, the big rock should be... too big. This should be here. Anchor it in like that. And then this needs to be a flatter, shallower rock. That. Okay. I think now what I want to do, or kind of what I need to figure out, is how I want the top, the middle, and the bottom to look like. First thing to figure out is how do I want the top part to look. And I think normally I would end with the special effects, but I think in this I need to start with them. We're gonna go with the murky ones, not the clear ones. Murky top 5. I need to hit that. So I think if I place that, raise it up a little and have some rocks in there. And then, where's the rapids? A little too white and bright. Where is it? And that's not the one I was looking for. Water effects. Oh, waterfall stuff. Rapid splash, waterfall bottom. Maybe it's the foam? Okay, yeah, there we go. Have that. No, it comes out a little too far. Okay. So instead what I'm going to do is, that's bottom, murky top, there we go, is, I'm going to set spots Alright, now that's going to help me lay out how I want the rocks and the trees to fall. So I'm going to get those out of the way, and then I'll do the midsection. Because actually I'll show y'all real quick. Those that haven't seen the waterfall effects really. That is what the midsection looks like. So it can be pretty big. And it's just all about getting it to mesh nicely. So I'm going to start with the rocks, then I'll move on to the broken trees and making them fall. So I also need to remember how it's going to look from down in here with all the duckies. Right. I think I'm going to do is I'm going to rock a little bit under here just because it does affect how this top part looks just a little bit. We're going to do that here. I'm gonna get big one for right. Come on, work with me. Let it come like that. Yeah, okay. Cool, cool, cool. Then I need this one. I want that to come that. Check how it looks when it's going. Okay, and right in behind here, I need to cover this one, so we're just going to have it come like that, and like that. So it looks like it is skipping over these rocks. Yeah, there we go. Next, I need... actually, let's go with this one. Point of it that way. This comes down, in, and like that. And then I'm going to actually change the terrain color a bit, because I don't want to fully rock it. So we're just going to do that real quick. Alright, and I want to put, I think, a couple trees here. Okay. We're going to put that just right here as decor. We're going to take that one and have it right there. I'm then going to take like a Himalayan pine, have it be here, and I'm going to knock it down. Not place another one. Fall down. Go boom. Like that. Let it come up ever so slightly. Alright, how does that look? Alright, not bad, not bad. I either need a little more rock or some more tree, I think. I'm gonna take land. I want to do the big one. I don't know if it will fit. Well, actually, you know what? It might. It just might. So we take that, put it here, and then bring it all the way down, like that. Swing it. Oh, Not rotate like that. Swing it out. Bring it back up. So it needs to be essentially resting on there. Okay, so I need it to move this way a little bit. And down. Just ever so slightly. Yeah, like that. There we go. And then, see how that looks. Yeah, I like it. I think I'm just gonna put a little more rock in the center. Like that. And then like that. Alright, that is looking good. Now I'm gonna go underneath. And I'm going to grab the center. Looking for midsection, murky, 5 meters. Hit play. This comes up. Rotate around. Alright, now we go into here and see how... Excuse me? Where are you? There we go. Alright, try to get the angles right so I can actually do this. Let's see. Oh geez. Okay, I'm going to name every animal in zoo, so prepare to read a bunch. Hyena, warthog, gemsbok, aardvark, giraffe, black wildebeest, ostrich, lion, cheetah, African buffalo, African elephant, sable antelope, springbok, zebra, African wild dog, meerkat, emu, African penguin, blue wildebeest, fennec fox, maned wolf, redneck wallaby, striped hyena, white rhino, armadillo, all of the butterflies, dung beetle, puff adder, desert hairy scorpion, death adder, brown snake, gila monster. Dang, that is a lot to have in your zoo. That's gonna be a big zoo. Dang, are you doing like a carnivore area? Are you doing mixed species habitats to make that easier to manage? Because I find often with those type, especially when doing that many animals, I definitely do multi-species enclosures. Where did my little thing go? This is not working out how I want it to. Okay, there we go. Maybe I got it working. Maybe I can do the angles. I think the issue is I just have to go so freaking up close to try to get this. See. Okay, you know what? We're fine. I'm in the 4. Go down a little bit more. No, that's too close. Maybe I can get this. There we go. There we go. Alright, I want it to come up like that and in. Okay, I can edit it manually, that's fine. It's just a little too sticking out. Only 2 mixed species habitats. Dang, I would definitely be doing a lot more. Are you doing it in franchise or creative? I almost always do everything in creative. I almost never do franchise. I don't even think I've done the main quests or anything like that yet. Every time I try to do them, I just get angry. Also, look at that, I got the middle done. Probably have to do one more section with some middle stuff, probably a little lower. But I think I'm good to rock a little bit more. I should probably also figure out... I can do the bottom, actually, the bottom effects really quick. 10. that. And then have it hidden in the rock here. Have it hidden in the rock here. Maybe the less intense one over here. There we go. The bottom has been VFX. I guess let's actually I want to get the midsection done. So let's like that, bring you up. What are you doing again? Why do you do this to me? Okay, so like that. Lower it, bring it, I need to bring it higher so it shows up. I feel like that's too intense. And like, I don't want this just floating, but I also don't want a weird, large, random rock. I'm gonna have to troubleshoot a little bit. For now, I mean, the easiest way is just to start getting some rocks down. Also need to go back through and add the temperate rocks and some mossy rocks. Oh, what I could do, okay, so I could do that. And the other one over here, like that. Bring this up here, like that, and then I can grab. I know it says top, but watch what happens. We can sneak it. And then it looks like the water splashing down onto the rocks and then coming down onto there. And that is our little ducky waterfall and feature for everyone. Yay! It's also on franchise and for all Melanistic Carl. Man, and you're doing that on franchise? That's honestly impressive. I have a lot of respect for people that have the patience to do really big, amazing builds on franchise, because just like managing your money, and being able to like make sure you don't run out of funds, do all the advertising, welfare, make sure you don't have protesters, like that is so much. Also, when you say goth, do you also mean evil? No, I don't mean evil. I just mean like very much inspired by gothic literature, architecture. So think like old school horror. I think is the best way to describe it. Think like the aesthetics of Nosferatu, or the old school Bride of Frankenstein, and the old school Frankenstein, like the black and white movies. I know you're 17, so that might be... you might have no idea what I'm referring to. Alright, what time are we at? We're at 2:30, quarter after 9. Alright. Doing good. Definitely not going to get as much as I wanted to today, but sometimes that's just how it be, you know? I'll probably end up working on it a little bit off stream tomorrow. Just while I have some downtime before hanging out with my friend. Alright, that's looking good. And a little bit down here. I think mainly over here I want to just... Looks a little awkward in this area right here. So... make it a little less awkward. I know it's black and white. A skunk is black and white. So are penguins. Penguins are also black and white. Want to add any more? No. Just mossy rocks now. Oh my gosh, that just reminded me of a very, very old joke that I think I first was told when I was maybe 8, 10 years old. Which is, what's black and white and red all over? A penguin in a blender. I thought it was the funniest thing ever. Funniest joke. It was the best joke. It's probably one of my uncles that originally told me that. Next thing, you should make a skunk habitat. I don't actually plan on including a skunk in this build. I have done a whole raccoon build before and did a cafe trash can. I could always go back into that build and add a skunk enclosure into it. That'd be fun. I got a list of animals for this zoo. It's not nearly as long as the one for your zoo. But that's because I like to do more smaller, self-contained projects. At one point, I was doing an absolutely... Actually, one of the first stream zoos I ever did was an absolutely massive zoo. Where, like, I did an enclosure for every single Arctic animal, for every single South American animal. And I think that's when my game crashed. Just want a little bit of overgrowth in the corners. Oh, but what's the name of that dinosaur game? Let me grab it for you real quick. It was Jurassic something, I think. Oh, why can I not? Or like prehistoric something? Prehistoric Kingdom. Prehistoric Kingdom. That is what it's called. It's called Prehistoric Kingdom. When I was looking at it on Steam, it looked like exact same type of graphics quality and like the same type of gameplay and everything as Planet Zoo, but dinosaurs and other extinct animals. And it looks really good. It looks really fucking good. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Fuck my life. Yeah, it was suggested by another viewer a couple days ago, and I'm glad they suggested. It does look like a really, really cool game. I know that game, but it's not by Frontier, the Jurassic World Evolution 2, and yeah. Frontier didn't make the dino game that I'm looking at, but it looks. What I meant is that it looks like it could have been made by the same studio. It looks like Planet Zoo, but dinos. But yeah, it's not made by the same studio. He did Jurassic World Evolution 1 and 2. Which, like, I don't know, I can never really get into the Jurassic Evolution games, to be honest. So I'm excited to try the Prehistoric Kingdom or whatever it's called. I don't think I want to put too much more foliage around here. I think maybe just some air plants. Alright, and there we go. I don't really play Jurassic World Evolution that much, but I do play every now and again. My favorite thing to do is let the dinosaurs out and let them stomp on people. And like they have these cool animations where the carnivores can eat humans, and that's cool. That's that gives me like old school Zoo Tycoon vibes, where you could just let tigers and bears eat people if they escaped. Sometimes I would just do that. Sometimes I would just delete the walls and let my tigers go eat people when I played Zoo Tycoon 1. You know, the same vein as like removing the ladder from your Sims. Okay, so recap, because stream's gonna be done fairly soon. We have completed this area. Huzzah. We have done some detailing, making some of these all wonky. And have done a lot in here. I think for the last 15-ish minutes, I'm gonna get some layout done. Because I do want this to be like a little seating area, I think. What I'm gonna do is a little path. We're gonna align to grid. Grid all. I want it to be over here, like this. I will round it out afterwards. I will make the shape better, I promise. Deselect grid. And then make that a little fatter, like that. Round this all out. Pretty sure Prehistoric Kingdom doesn't have any animations for that. Ah, that's okay. I don't think Planet Zoo does either. I don't let my animals escape. I always turn that off these days. Oh, look at that. Look at that good shape. Very excellent. I think I'm going to put a planter in the middle. I'm just going to do the quick shape of the planter just so I know the layout of how this is going to go. I just want to use that as the layout for the planter? Okay. No, that's too tiny. Is that too little? Should I do that instead? I think that would be too big. That would take up most of it. That's not the vibe. What time is it for you? It's 9:21 p.m. for me. Oh, we are in the same time zone. It is also 9:21 for me as well. Is that... Oh, what if I do a couple? What if I do like, I do one there, and then one there. Yeah, and then I'll have some little fences around them, put the mulch. Okay, that'll be good. So that's gonna be a like sitting, chill area. It's going to connect Where do you live in the USA, in what state? I actually live in Canada. I live in Alberta, Canada. So that is on the west coast. Or, beside the west coast. The west coast is BC. I'm beside BC. Alright, the layout for the eatery area is done. It's really just gonna be, let me pull them up. Guest facilities, drink stalls. It's mainly gonna be the ones like these little vending machines. That's what this eat area is gonna be. It's not gonna be like a restaurant or any of the counters. Oh, you live in the same province. Nice! Yeah, Alberta's pretty. It's a really pretty province. I often don't enjoy living here, but then I go and explore and travel, and I'm like, you know what? The province actually isn't that bad. There you go. Do some weird little paths so I can do some fun stuff with. Alright, so I'll have a wall that sort of... Let me grab a little indicator thing so you know where I'm pointing at. Okay, bigger indicator, there we go. This guy. So, over here, the wall is gonna come and like wrap around and come here. And that's gonna wall off of this section of the zoo. I feel like over here I should have another enclosure. I'm not quite sure what. Could do the common gannett. It doesn't need a large enclosure, and we don't have a carnivore yet, so that could be fun. And I don't have any. The other carnivore is planned for all the way over here, so I feel like the gannett would fill in this area really nice. I hear Yukon is crazy with gray wolves and grizzly bears. I mean, in Alberta we have gray wolves and grizzly bears. We also have black bears. We have cougars. Funny, you look at the, where is it? Any continent. Let's see. We have these. We have these. We definitely have crows. We have Arctic foxes. We have Arctic wolves. We have black-tailed prairie dogs. We got cougars. We got grizzly bears. We got moose. We did get polar bears in the north of the province. Yeah, we got timber wolves. We get like badgers, wolverines. Yeah, we got a lot of like big apex predators in the province. You don't need to go to the Yukon for that. And like generally, I don't know. Born and raised in Alberta, I don't think I've seen a moose so many times. I'm like, oh yeah, it's a moose. And then I realize other people aren't used to seeing tanks on legs. Or the idea of like a giant grizzly bear just like casually, you know, being near a campsite. I'm like, yeah, that's camping in bear country. But with that, that's actually all I got time for tonight. Thank you everyone for hanging out with me. As always, I super appreciate it. I will be back not tomorrow, possibly Sunday. I'll either be doing more zoo or I'll be doing more of my Hades run. Been having fun with that, especially now that we got the different type of defiance, so the death defiance. So yeah, thank you everyone for hanging with me. As always, I super duper appreciate it. Just a reminder, I do have a Discord. That's where I always post when I'm going live and how you can chat with me and connect with me more. I also have the Instagram where you can see my art and stuff that I do. That's really all the other socials I have or other ways to connect with me at this time. Have a wonderful rest of your day, everyone. Hope you have a wonderful weekend. I'll catch y'all maybe on Sunday. Bye!